In the first quarter of 2026, there were 14,020 completed foreclosures in the entire United States. At the peak of the 2008 crisis, that number was 938,000. Today's figure is less than 1.5% of the crash it keeps getting compared to. If you've read the foreclosure headlines, then opened Zillow and found nothing, you weren't imagining it. I pulled the actual numbers. Here's what they show. I'm the honest analyst. I don't tell you what to think about the housing market. I show you what the data actually says, and I label my opinions as opinions. I'm not predicting a crash, and I'm not promising one won't come. What I'm going to do is take the single most repeated headline of 2026, the 6-year high in foreclosures, and walk you backward, number by number, to what's really happening underneath it. Start with the headline. Cotality reported foreclosure rates at a 6-year high. Bankrate reported bank repossessions up 45% year over year. Both are technically accurate, and both leave out the baseline. 45% of a tiny number is still a tiny number. Here's the scale. In the first quarter of 2026, 1 in every 1,211 housing units received a foreclosure filing, about 0.08% of all U.S. housing. At the 2010 peak, it was 1 in 45. So, why aren't these homes reaching you? Equity. The average mortgaged homeowner holds around $299,000 in it. An owner with that cushion doesn't get repossessed. They sell, often off-market, to an institutional cash buyer before a filing ever completes. And the banks that do hold properties have a reason to sit on them. A house carried at $265,000 on the books supports 8 to 9 times that in lending capacity. Selling it cheap costs them far more than the price gap. So it sits. Part of the surge is also just normalization. Federal moratoriums suppressed filings from 2020 to 2022, and we're climbing back off that artificial floor. Now, to be fair, the filings and repossessions really are rising in percentage terms, but the data does not show these distressed properties hitting the open market for retail buyers. Because most struggling homeowners still hold roughly $299,000 in equity. Their homes are being intercepted by institutional cash buyers or sold off market through short sales, long before a regular family can view them on Zillow. The intercept is real, but I can't quantify exactly what a percentage of filings get intercepted before MLS listing, because that data isn't reported publicly in aggregate. So where does this go? The data supports only 2 paths, and they're already splitting by region. Either the foreclosure activity stays concentrated where it's rising now, Austin, Phoenix, Lakeland, with small localized price cuts that mostly get absorbed by cash buyers, or it spreads into the locked markets, Chicago, Boston, the New York metro, where inventory is frozen and prices are still climbing. The data doesn't tell us which. What it does tell us is that there's no third path where a flood of cheap foreclosures lands on Zillow for everyday buyers nationwide. My read, for whatever it's worth, the intercept mechanism holds, and the distressed inventory most buyers are waiting for never becomes theirs. Here's the question the data doesn't answer. Some of you are still waiting, convinced that if you stay patient, this foreclosure wave eventually breaks and the deals reach you. Others have accepted that distressed inventory gets intercepted long before it ever shows up. And you're done waiting. Both positions are defensible. I want to know where you land and what you're actually doing about it right now. Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. The foreclosure wave is real on paper. It's just never going to reach your screen.